You'd be shocked to know this. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people end up in the ER because of accidents that happen not on highways, not at work, but in backyards. Slippery decks, broken fences, neglected pools, little time bombs waiting to go off. That's exactly what happened in Willow Creek, a neighborhood that prided itself on manicured lawns, blooming flower beds, and HOA rules stricter than a high school dress code. But every community has that house. The one people whisper about during morning dog walks. In Willow Creek, that house belonged to the Jeffreys. At first, it was just little things. The grass grew taller than the HOA's 2-inch maximum. The flower beds went wild with weeds. A rusted swing set leaned against the fence like a skeleton of better days. Then came the pool. Oh, the pool. Once upon a time, it had been sparkling blue, the envy of summer block parties. But after the Jeffreys' eldest left for college and Mr. Jeffreys picked up more out-of-town shifts, the pool was abandoned. The water turned green, mosquitoes swarmed, and neighbors started calling it the swamp. One kid swore he saw a frog the size of a football hop out one night. Another neighbor joked that if you fell in, you'd come out with superpowers, or a serious infection. The HOA board wasn't laughing. "This is a hazard," hissed Marlene, the board president, at one heated meeting. "We can't have children falling into that death trap, not on my watch." Of course, fines were issued. Letters were taped to the Jeffreys' door. Nothing changed. Rumor had it the family was strapped for cash. Others whispered that they simply didn't care, and while the neighborhood stewed in frustration, the danger kept growing. It all came to a head on Memorial Day weekend. The Johnsons, who lived 2 doors down, hosted a barbecue. Music, laughter, the smell of ribs drifting through the cul-de-sac. At some point, a pack of kids, sugared up on popsicles, started a game of tag. And wouldn't you know it, the ball bounced straight into the Jeffreys' backyard. 10-year-old Ethan, quick as a flash, went after it. The adults were busy chatting, beers in hand, so no one noticed until they heard the scream. Ethan had stumbled into the swampy pool, the unstable cover giving way beneath his feet. Luckily, his dad sprinted in and yanked him out before the boy slipped under. But by then he was scratched, bleeding, and terrified. Word spread faster than wildfire. By nightfall, half the neighborhood knew Ethan had almost drowned in the Jeffreys' cesspool. The fallout? Explosive. Neighbors marched to the HOA board demanding action. Marlene was practically salivating as she waved violation notices in the air. "This is exactly what I've been warning you about," she barked. "Neglected yards aren't just ugly, they're dangerous." The Jeffreys, humiliated and defensive, argued they couldn't afford the repairs. Lawsuits were threatened. Insurance companies got involved. The entire neighborhood was sucked into the drama like moths to a flame. Some people sided with the Jeffreys, saying life gets tough and neighbors should help instead of shame. Others were fed up, pointing out that their own property values were sinking because one yard looked like a set piece from a horror movie. The battle dragged on for months. Friendships broke. People stopped waving at each other during morning commutes. A community once bonded by bake sales and Halloween block parties was now fractured by resentment. Finally, the HOA took drastic action. They pooled emergency funds to drain and fill the Jeffreys' pool, then slapped a lien on the house to recover the costs. The yard was cleaned, the swing set hauled away, and the fence rebuilt. Order was restored, at least on the surface. But the damage had already been done. To this day, folks in Willow Creek still whisper about the swamp incident. Some parents forbid their kids from even stepping foot near that house. And when new families move in, it's one of the first stories the neighbors pass along, like a cautionary tale. Because here's the truth. Dangerous yards aren't just neighborhood eyesores. They can hurt people, stir up feuds, even shatter communities. What starts as a little neglect, a broken deck, a forgotten pool, can turn into a nightmare bigger than anyone expected. And the moral? In neighborhoods, we're all tied together tighter than we think. One yard left unchecked can ripple through the entire block. So next time you see a rusted fence leaning, a pool going green, or a yard turning into a jungle, Remember the Jeffries. And maybe, just maybe, knock on the door before it turns into the next neighborhood scandal.